About how to spend your $1,200 stimulus check. And one of the best ways to spend that $1,200 if you don't need to spend it on, essential services or bills and utilities is to put it into an ETF fund so that it actually makes money for you. So today I have three of the best monthly dividend earning ETFs that are on the market right now. There may be better ones. These ones are decent. There are some pros and the cons, and I'm going to compare and contrast these three funds for you to make the decision yourself. So again, these are all monthly ETFs. Typically, ETFs and stocks will pay quarterly dividends. But we're looking for ETFs that specifically pay monthly. So you see money coming into your account every single month, which is great. I mean, who doesn't like to get paid to save their money? I mean, when you put it in your normal bank account, if it's not a high yielding interest, you're not going to see anything. Inflation is going to beat your account, and your money is actually losing money just sitting there. It's no different than just hiding the money underneath your mattress, which is one of the worst things you could do if you ever plan to retire and not work. So ETFs, dividend paying ETFs, are good quality accounts to buy into to start earning dividends and payments back quarterly or monthly. So the first one we're going to look at is Wisdom Tree US Quality Dividends Growth ETF. So the ticker symbol for this is DGRW. Currently it's trading at $42.36. It has a yield 2.55%. This is a pretty good one. We can go into further analysis here on Yahoo. I like Yahoo because it's free and information is great. There's a lot of details that you can get from it that you don't necessarily get from Robinhood, but Robinhood's good on the eyes. It's easy to read, it's easy to navigate. So it's a place that I like to start. Robinhood's also great for filtering and categorizing new funds, new stocks, companies that I would never have heard of, but the way they categorize it and filter it is really easy for me to discover new things. And then I like to bring it over to Yahoo and TD Ameritrade because I've actually recently switched from Robinhood to TD because of the Robinhood outages, and the built-in features that you get for TD is just phenomenal. TD offers free trading, zero commissions. For options contracts trading, you pay 65 cents per option contract, but there's no commission fee added on top of that. So really, that's the only fee that you have to worry about. As far as stocks and ETFs go, it's zero commission, just like Robinhood. And if you have an account set up through them, you'll be able to use, it's not the same feature, it's not called instant cash, but up to a certain dollar value, you are allowed to have instant money when you start a deposit into TD, which is nice. So when you see a buying opportunity, you're able to jump on it right away in TD, just like you can in Robinhood. But we're using Yahoo Finance right now to look at these ETFs, and we're starting with DGRW, so the Wisdom Tree, and currently it's trading at $42.36, which is kind of pricey, but it's not terrible. So it's a good solid number. But one thing that I like to look at right off the bat is the 5-year. I want to see how this ETF has weathered the current market conditions. From the initial drop from February, where they're sitting at now, how do they bounce back if they bounce back? But it's also very important for me to see where was the last time that they were at the number that they're at today. So when we look at this crosshair, it brings us over to this point here, which was about a year ago. So about a year ago, it was at this current trading number. And then the next time was earlier that year, so a few months before that. At the end of 2018, right in the middle of the crash, it looks like, because there's a big drop right there. Middle of 2018. So it really kind of has spiked up came back down, spiked up and came back down, and it really kind of kept a median average. So right now I'd say the $42 is the mean average of this stock price, which is a really good opportunity for dollar cost averaging when you just start paying monthly into your dividend account or your trading account, and you just keep buying this month after month or bi-weekly or week after week, because you can really ride the highs and you can buy in at the lows, and it really averages out nice, so that when you do peak out, you're constantly growing your capital, which is important. So it's not necessarily going straight up, shooting to the moon like Tesla has been doing, but because you're taking advantage of the dollar cost value, your portfolio value is rising constantly because you're taking advantage of the dollar cost averaging. So another important thing is, 5 years ago, it was in the low 30s. And so it's had a continuous growth. So that means the capital, the principal value that you're investing into this fund is growing. And then you get dividends on top of that. So you get a capital percentage increase. And then you also get dividend payouts, which you can also reinvest, which is something that is obviously recommended to have dividend reinvestment programs activated on all of your accounts. So that's great. When we look at the historical data of this fund, we can go to historical prices, show dividends only, just to verify the dividend payments. And you can see that they've paid, April, March, February, so they're paying every single month. And it's a decent amount, which is great. 12 cents, 8 cents, 6 cents, 14 cents. So that's month after month. So that's really good. So the next one that we're going to look at is SPLV, which is the Invesco. This one tracks the S&P 500. It's low volatility ETF. So let's do the same thing that we did before. So it's a 2.59%. So it's basically the same yield percentage as the DGRW. It trades a few dollars more. But let's go ahead and look at the 5 years. So you can see this has just been a gradual growth. So your capital gains are going to be pretty nice. And then your dividends are just going to be the cherry on top. So this has kind of recovered and reacted differently during the market conditions. DGRW bounced up and leveled out, where this one bounced up and came back down. So we're at a low point. So this is a great entrance point to start investing into this S&P 500 low volatility to get in at good prices and take advantage of these dividends. So let's just verify these dividends here. Change to dividends only, apply. And we see that April is not there. So I don't know if this is lagging, if the report hasn't been reported yet, or if they suspended dividends. Because if they suspended dividends, then this would be one that you would want to be aware of or kind of worry about. But it's weird that they would suspend dividends, because you can see they've continually grown the dividends, even leading into the heat of the market drop. So maybe it's just not reported yet, but you can see this is a great dividend. I mean, 10 cents a share, 11 cents a share, almost 12 cents a share every single month. So when you add those up month after month after month, it adds up, and it's a nice chunk of change, which is great. Your money's paying you back on top of growing capital value. So the last one we're going to look at is excuse me, SPHD, which is a popular one. I feel like a lot of people talk about this and they get really excited. This is a high dividend, low volatility, and this yield is double of the last two. It's 5.6, and it's trading much lower. And so you have to be aware of higher yield ETFs, because that usually means something. It typically means that the market conditions are lower than they typically have been for this fund, which raises the yield percentage. So, with that thought process and that concern, let's double check the 5-year, and you can see that it's in the red. It hasn't been this low within the past 5 years. That's a huge red flag, because the other two ETFs have had dramatic drops, but they've weathered the storm. They haven't been, your capital value is not going to be negatively affected in the other ones as much as it will be in SPHD. So sure, you're going to be earning dividends, but your principal value of your investment is going to continue to drop. So at best, you may be staying neutral, but I highly doubt you'll be net positive with an investment into SPHD, which is concerning. So we can double check the historical dividends to see where they've been paying. And so they have April posted. So they've continued to pay, and they're 15 cents a share, 16 cents a share. So that's great. I mean, that's a phenomenal dividend to get monthly. But like I said, the worry is the capital depreciation within this ETF. Will the dividends be able to keep up with the depreciation? I'm not comfortable putting my money there. So let me bring this income estimator over here, and I have the 3 ETFs here. So we have the DGRW, we have the SPLV, and we have the SPHD. And so if we were to take the $1,200 stimulus check and invest it into one of these funds, for DGRW, we would be able to get 28 shares, and we'd have $14 left over, and we would get an estimated $29.79 per year just for parking our money there, which is great. I mean, for 28 shares, that's more than $1 per share per year. So when you reinvest those dividends and you continue to invest into a fund like DGRW or any of the other two, month after month or week after week, the amount of shares continue to grow, and the annual income continues to grow exponentially, which is exciting. I mean, that's what's most important here. That's the key to dividend investing. For SPLV, you can see per share is about 10 cents per share. All of these are monthly. At the current trading price, you'd only be able to afford right around 25 shares. So you'd be same market value, and you'd actually be getting a few dollars more. You'd be earning $32.41 per year, which is, great. SPHD, that one was the real risky one. You have to worry about capital depreciation and losing your principal amount, but they do pay the highest dividend per share. They do pay monthly, and because it is the lowest traded stock or ETF right now, you'd be able to afford more shares and still stay under the $1,200, at which point you'd be earning $72. So you'd be earning more than double the possibility of earning potential of the 2 other ETFs. Now, that may look good on this chart, but at the same time, when you're earning slow and steady for DGRW and SPLV, your principal value is also growing slow and steady. And so at the end of the year, you may have earned more dividends through SPHD, but your $1,200 is worth far more with either of the other two due to capital appreciation. So that's one thing that you definitely have to consider when you're looking at these ETFs. Don't pay so much attention to the dividend yields. It is important, but you also want to look at how these funds react to market conditions. You want to investigate what companies they hold, which is another video we can do. We can really dissect these funds to see what companies make up these ETFs. So we can see what direction they are, how they've weathered the current market conditions, so on and so forth. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys are able to utilize your stimulus check as best as you can, and happy investing.